Hi, I'm Paul Feiner, Greenburgh Town Supervisor.
I'm Pauline Mosley. Welcome.
And we have a really interesting program. I'm so pleased that Greenburgh celebrates the arts. And we have some amazing artists. And today we're interviewing Gideon Vardi. And Gideon has an art exhibit, a photograph exhibit at the Town Hall Art Gallery that is amazing. People who are paying their taxes are actually walking out after seeing your exhibit smiling because they feel that just looking at your work makes them happy. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself, and then you could tell us what gave you the idea to have an art exhibit. Or
I started to take pictures when I was about 12 years old, and never did anything with them. I just enjoyed the click when you click on the camera. That was the enjoyment. And I traveled all over the world. I took pictures everywhere, but did nothing with it. My wife was, my late wife, she was a teacher all her life. She was involved with the art, and I basically learned from her all our life, which we were together about 60 years. And then I never believed that I will really become what all of a sudden I became. And I was interested in different arts. And then in January, I came here to a show, right here, and I met the curator, Sarah White, and I said, look, I have something that I want to show you. And she said, send me 3 pictures. And the rest is history. The next day, she got back to me and she said, I'll give you 2 months solo exhibition. I said, what? And choose the months, and then I chose September, October. And then I started to learn how do you create an exhibition when you have no clue what you're doing before.
It's a beautiful exhibition, and just a compliment. Sierra is very meticulous, and she doesn't let everybody who wants to have an exhibit have it. So it's a very big compliment that she was so impressed with your work that you were able to get the exhibit up and running almost immediately.
But I'll tell you, she's a gambler. She never seen any one of my canvases before we hanged it on the 3rd of the month. Never. She said, don't worry, I could see what you're doing, and that's it. And then actually, we were hanging it, and she said, oh my God. I mean, it's just like, wow.
It's really amazing because everybody who looks at your photographs probably comes away with a different impression. And you're focusing on trees.
Yes, in this case, yes. So I was traveling about exactly a year ago, and I went on a hike near a river, and I saw these eucalyptus trees that I knew them for many, many years, but I never paid attention to the bark of the trees. And something happened, and I started to see that I have to take a picture of these barks. And I started to come in the morning, early in the morning, then in the evening, in the middle of the day. And before I knew it, I had 350 pictures that I took.
Wow.
And then I went back home and I started to crop it. And all of a sudden, these images started to come out. The structure of the bark, the images that you see there, and if you turn it upside down or 90 degrees, you start to see something totally different. And I was obsessed, basically. You know, I came back home and starting to play with it. And because that you crop it, you have so many different versions that you can have. From one tree, you can have 20 different pictures and then canvases when you print it. One of the things that I decided, and that's really, I think, why people are so excited about it, is to print it on canvases. So even though I don't alter anything, basically what you see is what my camera got. But when you print it on a canvas, then there are so many people that are getting to the canvas and touching it. And actually, when we were hanging it, somebody went to Sarah and asked her, who is the painter? You know, they just cannot believe that this is not a painting, that this is actually a picture.
And it's really amazing because before I saw the exhibit, I never really paid attention to the bark of trees. But after this exhibit, now I'm going to probably, every time I see a tree, I'm going to be looking at the barks and seeing if I can make sense out of the bark. Now these trees were from Australia.
These are Australian eucalyptus. And then I found out that actually there are 17 different species of eucalyptuses. You know, can you believe it? It's just very interesting. And there are some that are even nicer than what I saw in Africa and somewhere in Northern California as well.
Well, let's say I go outside town hall and I see a tree.
Yeah.
If I want to be creative, do you think I could find some beauty with any tree, or only trees from Australia and around the world?
Debbie there is smiling because we hike 3 times a week, and we look, all of a sudden we look at the trees in totally different way. You know, you take a picture, and I have tons of pictures that I'm taking. Yes, you can. Absolutely you can. You take a picture and then you start to crop it, and all of a sudden you start to be totally integrated with the picture, and you turn it upside down and you might see something.
So every time you go on a hike, are you looking at the barks, and it must take you hours to walk.
I'll tell you what's happening now. Is all my friends are looking at the trees. Yeah. And they are the ones that discover different things. Said, come here, look at this one. And I have friends that are traveling around the world, and I'm starting to get pictures from them that, look at this, you know, somebody was in Australia so far, and then she sent me pictures, you know. I mean, it's just like, so yes, I'm ruined the life of a lot of people.
Are there a lot of other photographers who do the same thing that you do?
Well. I see the enthusiasm of the people that come to see and that's not the first time. I showed several pictures in different exhibitions here. Not here, but it was in library of Scarsdale, and the response is amazing that they cannot believe that it is actually a bark of a tree. So I don't know if there was an exhibition. I didn't ask ChatGPT whether there was. I'm not interested. But that has only printed on canvases without frames, just raw, like you have painters that are doing it. And then, and yes, you do see, when you Google it, you do see different images. But usually they are print. They are really regular picture that enlarged and then put in a frame with the mat. But so many on canvases, I don't know. One day I'll find out. But
so can I ask you a question, Gabe?
Absolutely.
I find this exhibit so profound because, first of all, like you said, with ChatGPT, there's no AI, no artificial intelligence.
That's right.
So it just, again, reaffirms the beauty of art that we don't need technology always to be infused in arts. We can just have the pure raw art and the beauty of that. So out of these pictures that you've taken, is there any particular picture of the tree that was so profound and moving to you that you gave a name to?
Okay. I don't give names anymore. I started to give names.
Okay.
And the problem in giving a name is that when you turn it 90 degrees, you still see the one that like the one that I showed you, the fish, right?
Yes.
So when I called it the fish, when you turn it around, you always see the fish. So now I'm calling it abstract 22 or abstract
I
33.
see.
So you are not fixated on the image that I found and I called it with the name. So I have there one of the large one of the first one that actually I have a signature. I'm not signing anymore.
I see.
Because if you turn it, I'm signing in the back, but not in the front. So it ruins the whole thing. But there is one there that I used to call it the three ladies. Somebody else that came to the exhibition said, I see there a woman holding flowers. And I called it the three ladies.
Right.
And I cannot turn it around. So I printed the same one without my signature. And then you can do whatever you want, and I don't give names anymore.
That is interesting. One of the questions, and I'm not sure if I got it correct, the work that you have is like so amazing and so professional.
It's beautiful.
Then I think I read that you were using an iPhone rather than a professional camera. How is that possible to do such outstanding work? This must be
this iPhone 13
Oh, this
mini.
is. Oh wow! So this is the camera.
The tool. That's the tool.
It's the tool.
So have you ever thought about using something that would be a more sophisticated camera?
Okay. I'm trying to analyze why people are so taken with this. And I think that, first of all, I'm printing it on canvas. So canvas gives it some feeling of painting, and it's rough. It's not smooth. It's not, and then I could have a very, very, very good camera that really doesn't miss anything. So it's too sharp. And if it's too sharp, then it doesn't look a painting anymore. This way, when you look at it, it really looks like a painting on canvas.
It does.
And that's why, and I tried different things. As a matter of fact, when you see downstairs the 9 trees that I showed you, I printed it on metal. I just tested it to see how it looks. It looked nice, and then I put it on a canvas. I printed on using acrylic, and I didn't like it. It's shiny. It's not what I wanted. And I think that the medium that I'm using right now, the canvas, it's absolutely perfect.
How long does it take from the time you get home to actually create this magnificent art?
Well, so when I told you before, because the tree is a tree, and it depends how you want to crop it. So, it's just like what I'm usually doing, I'm using my big screen TV, and I'm beaming it on my TV. So you can see it very, very large. And then you can see some areas that it's not as sharp and not as good, and you crop it. That's it. You know what I mean? And then you move, and then you turn it around, and then you crop it more, and then so theoretically, it's endless. Downstairs I have the one large one, and then I wanted to show that I forgot the number, that you can actually take a piece of it and create a whole different image. And so I have 2 images that I actually picked up from this large one, and it's amazing because it shows something totally different.
Yeah, so when our viewers come to your exhibit, which is entitled, What Do You See? What do you hope that they take away? Whether it's a child a middle-aged person, a high school student, or a senior? Because your exhibit is open to all
So
populations.
if I can tell you a little bit
Yes,
about my
please.
wife.
Please.
My wife was a teacher all her life, and she was a docent, and she was involved with the art, and she was giving tours. Actually, as a matter of fact, in Newburgh, she was a docent for quite a long time. And she will bring these 15 kids, put them on the floor, and show them an abstract, famous abstract. And when you bring an adult in front of famous abstract, they said, "Oh, I can do the same thing. I mean, what's the big deal? You take the tube and you do this, and then." But she would not tell them about the artist. She will ask them, "What do you see?"
Oh.
And when the kids are coming and starting, they start to integrate with it. They start to see, well, I can see here a little doggy. You know, I mean, I can see here a flag. And that's exactly the reason that I'm calling it What Do You See? Because that was her way of teaching the kids. And the kids started to really like this abstract, you know, because everyone sees something else. And the nice thing about it, you're asking me what do I want to find, what do they find?
Right, take away from this.
Is everyone is taking away whatever they want. Because I can see a dog, and actually we have a lot of discussion whether is it a dog or is it actually a lion? You know, what do you see? And actually downstairs I have one big, large canvas that one day I saw an image there, and this is the image of the girl of Les Miserables. And every time now that I'm just, and then when I show it to people, right away they're going and Googling, you know, because it shows in Broadway right now.
Right, right.
And you see the image, and it's
Amazing.
exactly the same. And now once you identify it, you cannot get rid of it. No matter how you turn it,
Yes.
it's there.
It's
you know.
there.
So it's so everyone can take just to enjoy and to become part of the pictures, whatever you see. And we cannot argue. I mean, you can tell me this is a dog, and I can tell you this is a girl dancing on a table. I don't know what. I mean, it's just like, it doesn't make any difference.
There's an article in the New York Times, I think last year, saying that trees, we don't really understand them, and some people are saying they have lives, they have feelings. What do you know, when you look at your work?
I will answer you really, and I answer your question, because none of the trees got mad at me when I took a picture. So obviously, they have their own life. I have my own life. I don't know what
They may be. The trees
idea.
may actually be the better species because they don't kill each other, right?
Well, forget about it. I don't go to politics, so I don't talk politics. But look, I don't know. I spoke to one of my friends that he's a doctor and he's teaching in university, and then he says, I believe in it. So good for you. I don't know. I don't care, because they were nice to me. They showed me their stuff, and then I took pictures, and fantastic.
So do you, now that you have had an exhibit at the Greenburgh Gallery, do you have aspirations to exhibit at other galleries and museums?
Well,
Let's say New York City Museum of Modern Art, or the Hudson River Museum, or whatever?
Every starting artist looks at MoMA and says, that's it, that's my goal. So, yeah, I have a goal, but I will need some help to get there.
Well, I'll send the YouTube that we're making now to some of the museum curators, because this is so amazing and so inspiring,
fascinating.
and really makes what's so nice about this is that your work makes everybody think.
You're right, and it's really interesting, because that from my experience, the short experience, is that even the pictures that you are sending out, they don't do justice. And I have friends that saw, all my friends saw the pictures as I was working on it. But not all of them saw actually the canvases. And when you see the canvas, you see it's totally different. It's really different because then all of a sudden, the fact that maybe it's a painting and it's not really a picture comes to your mind, and that's the beauty of it. So the pictures are beautiful, the videos are beautiful, but to see it live, it is amazing.
So when you go on a hike, and you said you belong to a hiking club, so you go, every time you're there, do you sort of like appreciate the trees and the flowers differently than others? And do you have other photography exhibits that you're planning?
Yes. And the next one I'm going to see is the trees of Arizona. Because I've been to Arizona last year. I was hiking there for a whole month. And then they have different trees with different colors, and the barks are different, but it's a wow. And I'm going back to Arizona in February, and then just to complete the whole thing.
So you're just doing eucalyptus trees only, or other types of trees?
No. I'm looking at the beauty of
All the
things.
trees,
Yeah.
okay.
So I have probably about 2,000 pictures of flowers that I'm taking, but it's not unique.
I see.
Everyone takes pictures of flowers. This particular one is really unique. It's different. It's something that you don't see, and that's why this thing really, people are really getting to love it. What can I say? That's and obviously you can see that I love it. I'm going to say something, and then maybe you'll take it out, but I just wanted to say it. I entered the competition with one of the canvases that I have downstairs. And the judge in this competition looked at it and he says, you know what? You have to have more yellow here. It's not enough yellow. And obviously, the judge didn't know what it was because they don't disclose what it is. They don't disclose the name. And I looked and I was smiling because I don't change the colors. That's what I saw and that's what you got. And so it's really, and then when people ask me, there's so much blue, I said, I don't know. Look at the trees. I took a picture of a tree.
Yeah,
That's
this is
it.
not a painting. This is
Yeah,
although everybody thinks it's a painting.
You are right.
is,
And
it
as a matter of
is,
fact,
it
in
is.
one of the exhibition, that was sponsored by the club, photography club, one of the photographers came to me and said, "Where did you find these rocks?" I said, "These are not rocks. This is actually a bark of eucalyptus tree." I said, "Come on."
Have you ever thought about photographing rocks? And because I'm wondering if rocks have also their own personality
Well, it's funny that you
or
ask.
uniqueness.
You know that the dam, the Conseco Dam, I love the stones that it's built. And I took pictures of stone by stone by stone because that in the light, some of them has mica in them, so they're really shining. I don't do anything with it, but I like to take pictures.
But you know what's really interesting is that what you've really shown is that people should appreciate the beauty that we have of
around
nature.
them. Absolutely.
And the
Absolutely,
thing
yeah.
is, so now I can't believe now. If I'm late to a meeting and I'm looking at a tree, I'm gonna have to blame you because I
No. You thank me.
Okay, thank you. But if I'm late to a meeting, I'll say I looked at the. No, because really, there's so much that we take for granted. All
true.
of these.
We're always busy.
These beautiful trees and
Nature
flowers and birds and nature, and you should really reach out to the Audubon Society and the Sierra Club, and
Can you tell me that you're going to be my agent?
Yeah,
So that's it. That's your job.
No, because I really feel that that there's so many people who appreciate nature, and would appreciate this exhibit. So we're running out of time, but your exhibit is up at Town Hall till when?
The 30th of October.
So till the 30th of October, and then if you don't get to the town hall, you're going to have to pay the Museum of Modern Art or something a lot of money.
No. We'll start a little bit lower, below the MoMA. Yeah, we have to make sure that we are getting there.
Right.
But
so before you're famous, then this is an opportunity to see the exhibits for free, but also to appreciate this YouTube, and also when people who are watching this are taking a hike or they're walking around, seeing trees or whatever, really look and try appreciating what we have. I'm looking at some of the plants here, and now I'm saying that that I'm wondering what I haven't noticed before. So you must every time you see something, you must really.
Well, look, let's not exaggerate. I mean, I have 20,000 pictures on this little phone, but no, I don't take continuously, because now I reached a plateau as far as barks. I'm going to try to continue to get the eucalyptus barks, and maybe I'll end up in Africa one day to see these amazing, beautiful colors that they have there that we don't have it here. So
yes, I just would like to say before we close, Gideon, how do you pronounce your wife's name? Is that her name here?
Yeah, her name is Tzipora.
Sephora.
And Tzipora actually used to be the wife of Moses. Okay. And her nickname is Tzipi.
Right. Well, I think she's profound woman that with 4 words, just 4 words, what do you see, is so transformative as an educator, because it goes beyond the art show. It's life. And she must have been a phenomenal woman. So we thank you for putting this in her memory as we invite all the viewers to please come and see this phenomenal show and phenomenal educator who in just 4 words is challenging society and the world to look.
Wow.
What do we see?
Wow.
So thank you.
And how do people contact you?
I have on the brochure, I have my phone number, my email,
What's your email?
gvardi99@gmail.
So GVARDI
99
at gmail.com. And you were born in Israel, immigrated to Canada, and then to the United States. And we're so thrilled that you are exhibiting your work here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.